I'm telling you, if Pence caved, we're going to drag motherfuckers through the streets.
Then President Donald Trump riling up his supporters on January 6, 2021. And directing their anger towards Vice President Mike Pence.
Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us. And if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country.
Trump personally putting the pressure on Pence in a tense phone call that morning.
He called him a wimp.
It was a different tone than I'd heard him take with the vice president before.
Do you remember what she said her father called him?
The P word.
Later tweeting an attack on Pence after rioters had breached the Capitol. All as Trump had been told repeatedly that Pence had no authority to simply reject states' electoral college votes, as he presided over the congressional certification of the 2020 election.
Was it your impression that the vice president had directly conveyed his position on these issues to the president, not just to the world through a Dear Colleague letter, but directly to President Trump?
Many times.
And had been consistent in conveying his position to the president?
Very consistent.
The committee focusing today on the role of Trump attorney John Eastman, who pushed the theory that the vice president could overturn Joe Biden's victory.
All we are demanding of Vice President Pence is this afternoon at 1 o'clock, he let the legislatures of the state look into this so we get to the bottom of it.
Privately, White House officials were alarmed and pushed back on Eastman.
Yeah, they thought he was crazy.
I said, are you out of your effing mind?
Even Fox News personality Sean Hannity sending these text messages to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, saying on January 5th, "I'm very worried about the next 48 hours. But as he was peddling the theory, Eastman knew it was bogus, writing in October 2020 that nowhere does it suggest that the president of the Senate gets to make the determination on his own. Pence's former counsel recalling tense deliberations in the White House, including this demand from Eastman on January 5th.
What most surprised me about that meeting was that when Mr. Eastman came in, he said, "I'm here to request that you reject the electors." He came in and expressly requested that.
And as Trump and Pence were privately sparring about the vice president's role, Trump issued a statement saying he and the vice president were in total agreement that Pence had the power to act.
We were shocked and disappointed because whoever had written and put that statement out, it was categorically untrue.
The message came from Trump.
He dictated most of it.
Had Trump succeeded, former Judge Michael Luttig offering this stark warning.
Would have plunged America into what I believe would have been tantamount to a revolution, the first constitutional crisis since the founding of the Republic.
Now, we're also learning that John Eastman asked to be included in a potential list of pardons in the aftermath of January 6th. Now, he did not cooperate with the committee. In fact, when he was brought before them, he actually pleaded the fifth many times when he asked a number of questions. And we're also, Jake, learning about some of the next steps the committee wants to take, one of which is to actually interview the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas's wife, Ginny Thomas, who's a conservative activist. She had emailed Eastman and also pushed to overturn the electoral results. Thompson telling us earlier, the chairman of the committee, Benny Thompson, telling us that they have sent a letter to Thomas asking for her to come in and answer their questions.